Here we are in Coneybury for our meeting. I'm actually going to change the speaker settings so that you can hear this because it's kind of almost campy and it's definitely overly dramatic. Welcome back to this Let's Play of Storm of Zehir. We're here for the meeting in Coneybury. We have mood lighting and everybody's just standing around waiting for us. I've cast some basic buffs, but there's a fight coming up, but it's not a hard one. So we walk in, and we will begin shortly. And Wright is late. Wright is the guy we were asking about Sasani's associates. He's actually the head of the Faded Winds, which is the evil merchant organization. And here he is. And he claims that they weren't behind the bandit attacks on New Leaf. And more or less he starts spouting some more or less survival of the fittest nonsense, and that he has to make the place tough to get rid of the weaklings and all that. And he starts spouting some overly dramatic dialogue in an overly dramatic voice.
I have drunk of Zahir's cup. I have been found wanting, as shall you.
Right! What the hells do you mean?
I have done all of this as a gift to our new masters, to the new flesh. Prepare to meet them.
By the gods, what is he?
Just change the speaker arrangement so you could hear that wonderfully campy dialogue. It makes me laugh. I think it was supposed to be serious, but it failed. Anyway, we get attacked by a bunch of Yuan-Ti, and since we're, in the middle of... We just rested. I'm just going to blow them away with a lot of spells. Not a hard fight. Anyway, that's all there is to do here. Back in Neverwinter, there's not really much to do, but they will let you buy the next rank of the cartel, which, Sasani's orders are to build up your status within the allied merchant faction, so we have done that as far as we can go. Speaking of Sasani, let's see if she has anything to do to tell us. Let me tell her about Wright's death. And what she's telling us is that her long-lost associates want to meet in Phandalin, and it's probably a trap. So, it's essentially the same meeting over again with different people. Here's the place we're supposed to go to. It's about halfway between Crossroad Keep and Phandalin, actually. Alright, well, it doesn't look like there's anyone here. Maybe they're in the back. Some tavern patrons. Oh, look. Kizu. And he looks kind of weird, actually. Actually, he looks like a Yuan-Ti. Well, They're gonna tell the plan? Yeah, this is like, before I kill you, Mr. Bond. And, oh, by the way, Sasani's a Yuan-Ti too. Okay. And apparently she's an upstart, and they're here to, put her in her place. And it looks like these other tavern patrons are, in fact, evil. So, we got a level out of it, at least. But, we also have to fight our way out. So, nothing like a little bit of magic to spice things up a little bit. And I'm actually going to hit Ilfos with a nice little Bigby's frustrating hand. And that wasn't much of a fight. And he has an emerald stave, which I can't use. It's only usable by evil. Yeah, and it sucks. And Kizu has a named short sword, which also is, well, I mean, it could be worse. It is a base +3 weapon. And Wyvern Poison, I believe, is Constitution damage, so it might not be that bad. But we don't have any short sword users. Let's go talk to Sasani. Well, that's interesting. Sasani is not here. I'm going to level up off screen and be right back. Let's find out what happened to Sasani.
So, lads, tell us what you remember.
I was here at headquarters, and I heard a scream from Nasiran's room.
So, more or less, Sasani murdered Nasiran, who's the other guy who was hanging out here.
Scales.
And, well, of course, she's a Yuanti and she's not hiding anymore. And, I'll run the company with her gone, so, hey. Before we head back to Samarak, there's a little bit more business I want to take care of. Specifically, I want to just mess with my cohorts a little bit more so that I can learn more spells for my wizard, just in case I need them. Other than that, we're just going to talk to the guy in the portal room and head back to Samarak. And we're back in Samarak.
You look here. Something wrong?
And, you know, we talked to this guy, and Sasani came through here. We know that much. The gnome told us she went towards Narabel Pass, which is right here on the map, to the north of that cave where we fought the big troll. And there's not really all that much new in this area. If I really cared, I would go back to Samargol and buy up all of the not trade goods, but monster parts available so that I had them for crafting purposes. But the reality is that there's really nothing left that I really need to make, and I'll just get by on what I have. Some higher plus constitution items would be nice, but it's not worth the trouble. Here at Tarwin, I'm going to pick up a couple lumber in case I need to make a new set of bows. And you have to be on this side of the river. You don't really need stealth here anymore. If you wander around as one of your other characters instead of your map character, enemies will all run away because their encounter level is too low for you. You can still chase them and attack them if you need them for you need parts like dinosaur claws for crafting purposes, but I'm not going to bother with that. And this area was blocked off before, and I guess Sasani opened it. We find the Viper Temple. I've cast a couple basic buffs, but not too much.
Even here, I am impressed.
So here's Sasani, and
So it is. You have come on.
and she says, well, yeah, I'm not really Sasani, I'm something else, but for some reason this Yuanti clan's mission was to revitalize the economy at the Sword Coast, which seems like sort of a noble goal for Yuanti, who are generally, evil.
Correct. They no longer worship sin.
And it turns out that this is just a Yuanti civil war. Seth is the sort of supposed, correct god, and there's this new one called Zehir, and hence the name of the campaign. And blah blah blah. And well, I guess she's the lesser of two evils, and of course we get attacked. Have to move some people out of the way so we don't get in each other's way. And the main boss guy runs away. I guess I should have buffed up a little more before that fight, but it wasn't exactly hard. One of them has a bastard sword +3, so if you're using Septimine, that's a good weapon. You'd have to run back and enchant it fully, but it is better base enchantment. So basically we've pissed off the most powerful house of the UNT.
I have only been able to obtain a few reports from my
And, you know, we can charge right in, or we can try and be
that Master Volo has followed.
um, try and be more stealthy about it. But I'm probably just going to charge right in because that's, subtlety is not exactly the best thing in this game. There is a reward for doing it in a more subtle fashion. Volo shows up here, and he gives you some special items, which, why he was holding on to them this long is beyond me, but he did. So this custom chicanery is another passive item that works in your inventory, but it already has too many enchantments, so it's not very useful. And Volo is now sort of the last merchant in the game, and he's mostly here to sell you supplies, coins of life, thieves' tools. I'm not going to buy very much of it. I might buy some +10 thieves' tools because there are some very high DC traps, and I'd rather not fail at them. But other than that, he lets you rest, and we're going to call it an end here. When next time we'll go charging into the deeper depths of the jungle.